How's it going, everybody? I want to talk about some things that's been going on in music lately just to stay up to date. And I also really love talking to everybody in the comments. I'm going to break everything down kind of by genre, and I'll leave timestamps too. As far as pop music goes, I did see that Demi Lovato is about to go on tour for her album It's Not That Deep. What made me kind of scream about this, huge sidebar, is the fact that she's taking Adele with her as the opening act. If you haven't watched Pop Star Academy, which is on Netflix, I highly recommend it. It reminded me a lot of Making the Band, and funnily enough, I was pretty small when that show came out. I was a kid, but Pop Star Academy still reminded me of Making the Band, and that you follow a group of trainees, they're all girls, and their training is ran by Hybe and Geffen, which Hybe is one of the biggest K-pop labels right now. BTS, TXT, Le Sserafim, they're that huge. And they are being trained as if they were K-pop trainees, so they're applying that rigorous training style to these girls that are from all over the world. So it's very interesting to watch. I have opinions on it. I don't know if I'm gonna share them in this video because it's gonna be pretty long, I think. So I can make a separate video if I need to, if anyone's interested. But from Dream Academy, we got Cat's Eye, which I'm obsessed with their music. I've been obsessed since I finished watching the documentary. And Adele, Queen Adele. I freaking love Adele's first EP. The Provocateur is the name of Adele's EP. And if you want quality pop music, please listen to Adele. Superstar, I remember hearing that way before I even knew what Cat's Eye or who Adele was. I liked the song, downloaded it, paid it no mind. Months after, I end up watching Pop Star Academy, getting into Cat's Eye, Adele, and I was like, holy shit, this is that girl? And that girl she is, like, she has not released a bad song, and she knows how to perform live. She knows how to dance. She's an amazing dancer. Her EP is one of the best of the year, hands down. Back to Demi Lovato, I did listen to her new album, It's Not That Deep, and to be quite honest with you, I did not like it on my first listen all that much. Second listen, I loved it. Completely turned my opinion around on the album. I do still wish that we got a bit more of her personality and uniqueness within the album way more. Since Demi is known to switch genres kind of a lot, I feel like I've just said this in my Tame Impala videos. But Demi's kind of the same case where she switches up a lot. But I really do think that in this time that we're in, to be frank, the dance music genre is kind of needed now to uplift a lot of people, and so I think the timing was really good. I just wish somewhere down some alternate universe she stuck with the rock sound. I don't want to say all the way through because she does R&B very well too, but kind of sort of like if she took Here We Go Again, which is my favorite Demi Lovato album still to this day. Sorry, she was still with Disney, but I mean, that album's amazing. World of Chances, and just amazing. If she had stuck with that sound and grew with that, I could see her being a big name in rock, right? But she didn't go that route and stick with that route. And then with her album Holy Fuck, that name is crazy. I know it didn't perform that well, which I feel bad about because I really do like that album a lot, and it felt like a natural successor to her music from her Disney days. It didn't perform that well, which sucks because that genre really fits Demi like a glove. I feel like rock and R&B, just those with Demi, amazing matches. But I did like this album on my second listen a lot. My favorite song still is Little Bit. Now, I saw a couple days ago that Ariana Grande was talking about how she almost didn't return to music after Wicked. Which, she mentioned this on a podcast called Shut Up Evan, I think while she was promoting for Wicked 2, which is about to come out. So excited for that. She shared that she thought Positions would be her last album. And according to Popgrave, She said this was because it was how Glinda made her feel. It changed her relationship with creating, and that she thought she wouldn't make another album again. I think part of this was the fact that the reception for Positions also wasn't that great at the time of its release. And I remember listening to the album for my first time as well and having my favorites in saves and songs that I needed to sit with for a little while, but I didn't hate the album at all. Oh my god, Safety Net, an amazing song. Nasty, Worst Behavior too from the extended, and I also really loved Motive, and just like Magic is one of my like top tier manifestation songs. And I feel like this was a totally normal situation where when artists release an album that they put their heart and soul into, they feel that rejection, I guess. And that's hard to deal with when your heart is completely in it, but everyone is just like, no, you could have kept this. Like, that's pretty tough. Then in her case comes this huge manifested opportunity really in playing Glinda in Wicked, and that probably fulfilled her in ways that she might not have been able to imagine before just doing music. So I get where she's coming from and maybe feeling like Wicked came at the best possible time that it did, but I'm glad she changed her mind eventually because I really like Eternal Sunshine a lot. Eternal Sunshine, the song, absolutely amazing. There's so many good songs on that album. I'm always singing that song. Supernatural, I freaking love the version of Supernatural with Troye Sivan. But I mean, if you put Troye Sivan in front of me, I'm gonna scream because I love Troye Sivan. Don't want to break up again. The boy is mine. We can't be friends. I'm perfect for you. And then Warm, Dandelion, Past Life. But like Imperfect for You is such a cute song. But we all know that Ariana moves in eras. Waiting for Ya to come back. So I doubt if Eternal Sunshine will be her last. It might be her last for a while because I think she's moving into acting in her career and having that be her focus for a little while. I think it's going to take a minute for that feeling to be kind of reignited. I think that will happen though because she's about to go on tour. And the way the tickets were snatched up, the scalpers and just Ticketmaster being messy. Can we not? Everything's a mess, but I mean, I'll be here waiting when she drops her next album. So I saw that Pink Pantheress is going to be on FKA Twigs' new album, Afterglow. I'm happy about that. Capri Songs by FKA Twigs, amazing album. If you have not heard it, please go listen to it. Pink Pantheress is really going up and I'm so happy for her. I remember hearing Reason and Passion and those two songs got me hooked on her. So I'm so freaking happy that she's like out there and she's doing her thing completely. The fact that she likes to do songs with my girl Eve from Luna. Can we get into it? Their two songs that they have together, so good. Please listen to Soap by Eve. Crazy title, I know, but just listen to the song. I'm not kidding. This song's gonna be on my end of year, probably top 10. That song is so good. Eve featured on Pink Pantheress' newest drop. First of all, Jade, Zara Larsson, Kylie Minogue, crazy. That whole album, Rachel, whole thing, Pink Pantheress, that album stacked. It really reminded me a lot of the remix album for Brat, in that there's so many good features and so many reinvigorated takes of songs that were already good. So now it's even better. I had so much fun listening to it. Fancy Some More. Oh my god, such a fun album. So fun. 17 is on the JT. Raven Lene. Oh my god. Just a fun listen completely all the way through. Now in hip hop news, the biggest thing that kind of stood out to me, I guess for the past week or these past couple of days, is the fact that Cameron is suing J. Cole. My jaw hit the floor when I saw this. So I found an article on Rolling Stone, which, by the way, I have links to everything in my description. I'm going to be throwing allegedlys like crazy right now because So according to Rolling Stone, Cameron is suing J. Cole over the song Ready 24, which is from J. Cole's mixtape that dropped last year. Might delete later. Allegedly, Cameron said that Cole refused to honor their agreement and hasn't been paid for his work on the song. He was also only credited as the composition co-author and not as a performer, even though he did rap on the song. So he wants his money and his credit, with the amount of money that he's going for amounting to $500K. Allegedly, Cameron also said that J. Cole was supposed to feature on a song with him for a future single, or the song couldn't be released without this happening first. Allegedly, Cole did agree, but later changed his mind, and he said that he preferred it if they collaborated together on a song that they actually made together, which allegedly turned into J. Cole saying never mind, and that he'd actually prefer to make an appearance on Cameron's podcast. It is what it is. But allegedly, Cole kept being unavailable, which is claimed in the lawsuit. And the Rolling Stone article goes even more into depth about this whole situation. All I have to say really is get everything written down and signed. Contracts are important. I won't in the room. I don't know what the hell happened between them two, but the way my jaw dropped, I was like, J. Cole? Really? What is happening? My mind automatically went back to Dreamville, and he was like the sweetest, nicest, chillest dude. So I'm like, what is this drama? The second interesting thing that I saw in hip hop, I barely actually saw any noise about this, which is really funny to me, but Donald Glover will be inducting Outkast into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on November 8th. Let's go. I think this took forever. Like, what is actually happening? It's crazy that it took this long for this to happen because Outkast is major. And I feel like Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, inducting Outkast into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame makes a ton of sense. You can just feel how inspired he is by Outkast within his music and within a lot of different media forms that Donald works in. And both acts, they blend funk and hip hop and soul and just that creativity so well into the hip hop genre. It's effortless and they're all just so loudly creative, and it's so exciting to just see and hear and feel. I still need to listen to Andre's Flute album. The more time has passed, the more I've been hearing that Andre's album is really good. And I think that's one of those things where it's like time. Because when you hear Andre's gonna drop an album, you automatically think he's gonna rap, but nope. And now that we understand that that's not what it is at all, I think a lot of people have come around to it. So I'm excited to listen to it. And Childish Gambino is amazing. As always, love that guy. In alt and indie news, the Deadbeat Tour has started. Tame Impala has kicked off the Deadbeat Tour, and seeing some of the videos on social media kind of has me jealous. I know what I said in my last video, okay? No one yell at me. But I'm seeing a lot of reactions where someone is either like, nope, everything before Deadbeat is way better. Forget all those songs. And then there's also a lot of people that are like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Like, this is amazing. And to experience that in person. Out of all the songs on Deadbeat so far, I think the one song that I would like to experience in person the most is probably End of Summer. Just seeing the videos that people have posted and the laser shows, and we know how Kevin takes that serious. Like, he puts a lot of work into the laser show element in his tours. And so I would like to be in person to experience End of Summer, but I'm cool. I can't be spending money on concert tickets right now. And I totally get hearing music live that you might not have been into before, but once you hear it in person, it's kind of like, yo, where was I? Why wasn't I obsessed with this before? And in all honesty, I felt that way about Apocalypse Dreams on the Rushium tour. Again, don't yell at me. But overall, I am starting to see a lot of people say that they are able to jam out to a lot of the songs from Deadbeat that they didn't like before. But at the show, they were cool with it, so I'm happy. Also, allegedly, Kevin was sick during the start of the tour, so his vocals weren't completely up there, which is totally fine. That's natural. Shout out to him for still carrying on. Because being sick and having to perform is a lot. And the Halloween intro that they did and the Halloween videos. And then there was Eric Andre in one of them. Having all the Kevins and being like, Tame Impala is one guy. Like, that's so funny to me. That's so cool. Hayley Williams released her song, Good Old Days. Obsessed. Obsessed. It's looking back at the Hard Times era. But it's very ouch, just like Parachute, because of her relationship with Taylor, which I, a few months back, found out about the relationship for the first time, and I was watching like clips of them just being adorable on stage. So this feels very personal, and the way that it's like we see y'all interacting, and it's the most adorable shit ever. For us to feel what Hayley's feeling in her music and in her songwriting about that relationship and where things are and dealing with that, it's very sad to me. Like, it's very sad because the whole thing just sucks. Like, their love story was so cute and it just, man. But I love Good Old Days. Parachute hurt. Parachute still hurts. But Good Old Days is very SZA. It's very catchy. It's a step away from her rock sound. It switched out for more laid back but moody R&B production, which we've been asking Hayley to do something in the R&B realm for a while. So I'm so happy she put this song out because it's perfect to me. She sounds very comfortable here, especially with her lyrics, kind of bargaining about the relationship ending. And I loved the bridge when the guitar comes in and her voice is kind of deeper there. This is going to be one of the songs that's replayed a lot for me. It might end up in my end of year, and I know it's November, so that's how much I like the song. Ego Death as a whole, though, that album's amazing. That album is amazing. Love True Believer so freaking much. That song, oh my god, that's probably one of my favorite song like releases of the year, just individual songs if we're talking about that. Metrazapine, that's probably one of, I think that's the first, might be the first single that she dropped. It's the first one that I heard from the album. Love that song. Kill Me, that's a great song. I don't know why I'm whispering, but that's a great song. Just the entire album, Hayley really knows what she's doing. And will we get an R&B album one day? Maybe. Because of Good Old Days, maybe. But either way, again, I'm here. And Magdalena Bay released 2 songs. Black Eyed Susan Climb and Unoriginal. Because we all know the iconic Imaginal disc. It still holds up to this day. That's an album that is going to remain loudly relevant in the best way for years to come. That's how good Imaginal Disc is. Unoriginal might be my favorite between the 2 new songs that they released. Very grungy. I like the slight edge in it and the creepiness to the lyrics, and the vocal delivery is very great. Black Eyed Susan Climb. The instruments are great in the song. I was a little bit worried though because I was hearing that there is kind of a country influence here, which I didn't get a huge amount of that. The vocals are really great here and just in both songs, so I downloaded both. I will be listening to both a lot because these 2 songs I think really are growers, and I might be obsessed with these later on. We'll see. Florence and the Machine releases Everybody Screams on Halloween. I will admit, I still need to check this album out, and I am mentioning it for the future because I might mention this album again in a different video. I'm not sure yet. I liked Cosmic Love. That song is very nice, and I remember liking that when that album first came out that it's from. So I am happy to jump back into Florence and the Machine because I feel like I've been missing out. And R&B news, the only thing that I really have is Halle Bailey released her first debut album, Love or something like that. My Ariel has always been my princess, and I'm happy to be hearing her voice in a full-length project again. I am someone who's waiting on Chloe and Halle to release something together because I will admit they are stronger together. However, I feel like I am one out of like 3 people that's obsessed with her album. I understand the production is kind of bare. Yes, the songwriting could be way better, but I freaking love her album. And someone was saying she doesn't have a lane or a genre. Yes, she does. It's cinematic R&B, in my opinion. I feel like the instrumentation really did her favors. Yeah, the production could have been better, but I just feel like you can tell she's giving you that pretty beautiful expected side, but there's also things thrown in the album, especially with her personality, that's telling you there's a whole different side to her that we don't know on a personal level, which as it should be. When Chloe and Halle used to do their, I think, Instagram lives, they were so funny. But when they used to do those, I remember Chloe kept mentioning like, Halle, she's the one. She's the wild one out of the 2 of us. We get to hear a bit of that in the album. I don't know. I feel like I'm one of the only people that really is like into the album. I think it's beautiful. I do. I think it fulfilled what I was expecting from her, even though I expected more guitar from her in a lot of the tracks. But I don't know. It came out expected, but in a good way for me. The replay value here, too, for me is going to be very high. And her voice is just stunning. She has one of the most beautiful freaking voices in music right now. So yeah, I'm going to be hitting this album up a lot. In terms of my favorites, Overtime, Know About Me with Glorilla. I'm going to tell you, anytime Glorilla is anywhere, I'm going to listen. I love Glorilla. Brave Face almost made me cry. Not going to lie to you. I was listening to this album at work for the first time, and I was listening to the lyrics, and I was like, damn, it's hidden right now. And then I have So I Can Feel Again. I need to add Bite Your Lip to my favorites. If we got an album full of songs that were closely similar to Bite Your Lip, a lot of people might have liked it way more, because I can definitely see why this is one of everyone's favorites. I do like his type. I get that the lyrics are a bit corny at times, but I do really like that song. Back and Forth grew on me. It was a bit boring at first when she first released it as a single, but I do like that song now within the context of the album. In Your Hands is beautiful. I love her. Love her. And the song with her. I have my favorites, but I genuinely like the entire album. So that is it for this video and all of the news and the things that are happening within music right now. I'm thinking about making this a series because I genuinely want to post more on YouTube. I sincerely and genuinely love talking to everyone who left me a comment on my previous video about Deadbeat, and I want to be way more active on here. So that's the goal. I will try to that sounds so convincing. I'll try to still do the making of series when I can. Another thing that I want to do in these videos is recommend you guys songs or albums to listen to. So for this video, I'm going to recommend that you check out the song Husk by Men I Trust. I love Men I Trust. They are very indie alt. The sound of this song just feels early 2000s to me, very early 2000s indie sound, and it was perfect for Halloween. I feel the vibe of the song, it's perfect for autumn, so check that song out and let me know if you like it, if you have not heard it. If you've heard it, you're a genius. I love you. Tell me in the comments. Tell me anything in the comments. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about anything that I mentioned in the video. Let's keep talking and get conversations going, because that's probably the highlight of me making content. With that being said, thank you so much for being here. Subscribe to my channel, and I will talk with all of you in the next video. Bye!